What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another Jump Force review. I'm sorry I missed last week because I decided hanging out with my friends was a fun time, and we did have a lot of fun. And before we get into the Jump Force review, I appreciate you guys, all the views that my last Jump Force video got when we talked about Biscuit, how she's the final DLC character. I have some old footage from old rank matches I did back in the day that is going to be shown off for the character we're going to be talking about. Because this character happens to be one of my mains, and to celebrate the fact that the DLC characters are coming out, we are going over Yugi Moto from Yu-Gi-Oh! So, oddly enough, the Yugi we play as in Jump Force is actually Yama Yugi, not the Yugi, not regular Yugi because of their character personality. Although it would have been cool to play a little bit of regular Yugi and his awakening go into Yama Yugi, I am okay with this. And as well as another cool fact that the deck that you use in your moveset is happening right after right before the Orchesta saga in Jump Force, because in this scenario, Yugi has the God cards, but he only has Cypher, as we'll get into. So those are some cool facts. We're also going to get some new music, and for gameplay editing, please put that in.
It's time!
Yeah, so, as you can see, Yugi is one of my main go-to guys I learned how to play as in Jump Force. His combos are fairly simple, I will say, despite being a meter burn character, which means that a lot of combos will end with you using a special maneuver. However, for his combos, he does need, he starts out with Dark Magician, oddly enough, and he goes into some heavy attacks and everything. Oddly enough, Yugi does not actually do any attacks himself when he uses combos. He just mostly uses Dark Magician, which gives him a bit more range than you would expect. And that also goes for the grab. Like, you have a better reach with the Dark Magician as your grab. So Yugi has some of the easiest combos to learn, in my opinion, despite being a meter burn character. However, his meter burn moves themselves are pretty awesome. His first attack is called Dark Magician. Basically what that does is it allows Yugi to summon Dark Magician essentially. I'm actually going to go back around because that's when I was using Yugi more. We can. Not right here. So as you can see, there's the Dark Magician combos we were just going over. And here's the draw ability, which can do a bunch of different effects. I guess we'll go over that first. It can do 1 of 3 effects. You have Magic Foil, which will increase Yugi's attack power. You also have Swords of Revealing Light, which will stun your opponent. And then you also have Magic Arrows, which can act as a good defense for yourself and go after your enemies. His other attacks include Dark Magician, where he summons Dark Magician, and Dark Magician will launch 3 Dark Energy attacks at your opponent. Attack number 2, Dark Magician Girl. It attacks from under and creates like this area of effect attack. And before you ask, no, you don't get Dark Magician when you summon Dark Magician Girl unless you use his draw ability. That's right. If you use Yugi's draw ability with any of his special attacks, they will actually do a different effect. So if you use it for Dark Magician, you will get a knockback attack at the end of Dark Magician. And if you use it with Dark Magician Girl, you can do a lot of damage into Dark Burning Magic. His ultimate is one where he stands still and he summons Cypher the Sky Dragon and uses Thunder Force to attack. It hits you for 100 times, and I think it looks really cool. There are many ways you can actually go into Cypher. You can get an assist into it, you can combo into it, or something you can do, but I don't recommend, unless you know your opponent's not going to block. Use Dark Magician Girl, and then summon Cypher. But I don't recommend that if you know your opponent's going to block. If you see them blocking, immediately when you summon Dark Magician Girl, you just wasted 2 meters, so you have to be extremely patient when you're playing Yugi. Other than that, you will have a pretty easy time learning how to play as Yugi. However, there is one big thing that all people who've played Yugi I've gone against always seem to forget that I know of, and that is if Yugi gets interrupted saying what attack he's doing, regardless of what he is, it cancels it out, which is a pretty unique feature, which means you stop picking up the card. And you just have to be careful with that. So you need support who can help you for defense. I would recommend for some support, you can use Ichigo for his Cross Blast Shield. Rukia, I will always recommend Rukia as a really great support because of Hakuden. Renji, not terrible, but not. I wouldn't fully recommend Renji. So you just have to keep that in mind whenever you go into Yugi. And I know I didn't show that much Yugi because these three are my mains, and I'm trying not to be as biased with my score this episode. But if you are not careful with any of your meter burn skills, then you can get shut down. The biggest counter to a meter burn character are characters who can quickly avoid your meter burn attack. So speedster characters, such as Luffy, for example, are a big nuisance to meter burn characters. If I were to rank Yugi, however, as someone who plays Yugi a lot, I would say he's simple and a lot of fun. I think he gets a 7.5. There's not a whole lot more I can say. You just have to be mindful of that one weakness he has, and you have to make sure you are keeping an eye on that meter. If you're not keeping an eye on your J-skill meter, you aren't going to go far with Yugi. You're just going to end up wondering what you can do. And don't forget, be afraid to use draw if you have Dark Magician Girl or Dark Magician on your field. Don't be afraid to use that if you know your opponent's not blocking. You just have to be patient, have to know when to strike. But other than that, you can learn pretty much how to do a lot of cool stuff with Yugi. Well, that does it for this week's Jump Force character review of Yugi Moto. We are covering some characters from the shows announced by the DLC. I don't know when we'll get to the DLC characters as far as a review. Maybe I'll do that on stream and we'll talk about that. But next Thursday, come back next Thursday, and we are going to be covering Izuki Midoriya from My Hero Academia. Yes, I actually said what the character we're going over is, so be happy. Also, there may be a special episode coming next Wednesday, so keep an eye out for that. Until then, I hope you folks have a wonderful day, and remember, it's time to duel.